What's up, fuckers?
What is up?
What's up? First off, I want to start this by saying, Kevin, I'm wearing your shirt, but that doesn't give you the right to send heart emojis to my wife. Stop flirting with my old lady.
Gotta watch out for him.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. So we're right in the thick of this 15 minutes of lame competition. It's getting quite serious.
Yeah.
I think next week the gloves might have to come off.
Oh. They're kind of pulling their punches. This is like a Jake Paul and Tyson fight.
Stop it.
Nobody's really coming out swinging. Like, they're kind of pulling. I feel like it needs to get a little more dirty.
So what you're saying is that you think the Tyson fight was fixed?
Not that it was fixed. I just think they sucked.
I think it was fixed, and I lost $50 on it.
Yeah, you're dumb. Why would you even bet on that?
Yeah. Why would you bet on that?
Listen, you.
So Canadians don't know boxing either.
I think that there's a good six or seven that are in the spotlight, or let's say in the spotlight, but they're doing something. I'm kind of disappointed in Tito, and I'm kind of disappointed in Lenny. I was hoping that they were going to be throwing some punches in there as well, and as of now, nothing. Silent.
In all fairness, it's daunting. It's hard. The competition is a lot of work, and sometimes people are going through stuff. So I don't know what's going on in their life, but if they can put out a damn reel.
Well, last year there was the, I can't remember their name, and I don't want to butcher it and guess, but they had a serious family emergency, a family crisis, and they reached out to the fat man and were like, "Hey, look, this is what's going on. We can't compete. I'm sorry, pull me." If that's the case, fine. Do that. But you signed a document saying that if you came on, you were going to compete. Don't be a twat. Compete. It's not that hard to put one reel a fucking week out.
Right. And even if it's that, too. I mean, I get that there, now that people are kind of like throwing their punches at each other, so that they're like, I gotta clap back and do something else. I get that, but if somebody's throwing up a reel or a week or a reel every week and a half, you're doing something.
There was one that came straight after Tito, and he hasn't had a rebuttal yet.
Yeah, I know.
And that surprises me with him. Like, as prominent as he is in the community and as outspoken as Tito is, he did a good interview and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And they had good interviews. So at some point or another, you wonder if they're just going to unload, or hopefully that somebody,
maybe they're waiting to the last minute trying to catch up. They're not focused on the popularity.
Yeah.
Or a really amazing full-length feature film as a reel.
Yeah, that 30-minute reel. This is it. This is where you get it.
You get a full-length feature film, master editing. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Piece of work.
And the Canadians are still going to be left off the end.
No.
Why do we got to throw the Canadian? You know what? Canadians are wonderful.
Always a fucking Debbie Downer.
What?
Did you guys see that I put up 2 Christmas trees this year?
Yes, you are very
festive.
Festive AF.
Yes.
No, I'm super excited. Like, this has been a good week. I got Christmas trees going up. The competition's going, and it's a lot of fun. And I don't openly say that vote for Gecko Diva, but I am her managing.
Yes,
you do get it, right?
Yeah.
But more than that, I had a wicked clutch this week. I gambled with Crystal very hard, and we put possible hats to possible hats, and I got maple babies, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Canadian maple.
Canadian maple. So look at those. Look at those bad boys. Look at those bad boys. Right? Like, is that anybody wants to see what that means? Look it up on Morph Market. Select the gene maple, and you'll see why I'm so goddamn excited.
Yeah.
As a Canadian, there's nothing more Canadian than that.
It's true. It's true. Very true.
But like, I'm super stoked. You know, Chris is gonna probably give me shit that I showed snakes, but I didn't physically grab anything, so I'm gonna get away with this one.
Physically grab with those meat hooks,
right? Like you know, that's $35,000 in snakes right there. So I will take that all day long.
Yeah, all day.
Or in American, that would be 25,000 because our money sucks.
25,000.
Yeah. So Corey is currently selling the visual maple for 10 grand American, and the maple pied he's got it on for, I think it's just shy of 15.
Right. Canadian.
American.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I said it's another 10 grand.
Very nice.
But I'm super stoked. We got an awesome guest on today. Standing at a whopping 5'2" tall. With the whitest of white teeth. Okay, so in all fairness, do they just look whiter because he's black? Like, I'm sorry, they look painted fake. Like I'm pretty sure when we put him on screen, one of us is gonna have to like tune down the screen brightness just so we don't have to squint.
So it's like veneers. So he has veneers.
No, they're just goddamn white.
The only thing whiter than his teeth are us.
Yeah. No, but he's a pretty sweet guy. He's been doing the laps. I think he's been on like 9 podcasts in 30 days.
Putting in some work.
Hey, we haven't said hi to the chat yet.
Yeah, no, well, that was going to be the next thing that we.
Yeah. Before we play our video to bring him on. So let's do what you suggested. Let's say hi.
What's up, Brian, Holly, Sky High Morphs? You guys suck. Kevin, Sugar Skull, I love you. Quit flirting with my wife. Creative Cora Lofus. You were not.
He's on Gecko Divas show next week. Will hella heat.
Forward motion. Gerald, yeah.
Good to see you.
Mike Duvall.
Oh, the other stripper.
The best stripper in the group. Python.
Well, yeah, he's got one in his pants. He just wears too tight of pants.
Tag, what's up, man? Brandon, what's going on? K&D reptiles. Not kid friendly. Just be advised.
Thanks for showing up.
Thanks for showing up, Allie. Hey, baby. 420 balls. Smoke it up. JNS.
James Perry.
What's going on, James?
Jen Kate. Again. Crystal. 15 minutes of lame contestant.
Yes, sir. The only Canadian, the only gecko breeder.
Yes.
What?
What's going on, Snake X?
Limey. Sir, living legend right there. What's Canadians are okay.
No, Chris, what's up, Chris?
I'm not even gonna try.
There you go. It's a little love. Another 15 minutes of lamer.
There it is.
Yep, another 15 minutes of lamer from the state of Tennessee.
And there's another one.
Another one.
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Basement pythons. Here we go.
Let the snack talk fucking begin. Let's go. Let's start this shit off with a bang.
Yeah. So like if there's anything you want us to smack talk, put it in the chat and we'll bring it up.
There's a big podcaster that says this hobby is littered with toxic positivity.
Oh.
And I am so tired of seeing it. Let's fucking be mean, cutthroat, ruthless. Bring back the good old days where you could bitch smack somebody for underbidding you.
You fucking idiot.
Well,
let's bring Darren on.
Let's bring him on.
Snakes and the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Darren faking it till he makes it right there. Look at this.
Hey.
He stole the belt. He stole
I know
it.
where the belt went.
Hey, I'm a champion, and I'm coming for this next belt. So next time you're going to see two of them, wrap to wrap. You know, wrestling's my sport. Hey, and I win it. I won it. So
it's almost bigger than you.
Bring it on.
I'd wrestle you, Darren, but I think I might not be in your weight class.
It's all right. Hey, age at this point, man. I listen to you guys. I love it the way you guys go back and forth. You know, the camaraderie with each other. That's the dynamic. The dynamic is great. It's great.
We're friends. You know what? This community, they do talk about toxic positivity. We are as real as it gets. Like we'll talk smack to each other, but in the end, we're all friends. And this community, it's only as good as the people are in it. And Fat Man says it all the time. There's 20% good. There's 80% bad. And the key is find those 20% and keep them nice and close.
Yeah. Well, also this is also from the show. I mean, from the competition. So like that's a part of the whole thing that that this competition creates.
Friendships,
which is a great thing, right? The competition against each other, and then you guys come out, closer. Like I never thought that I would be talking to Jared at some point, and then coming closer, came closer from the show and everything.
Well, that's because Jared was a dickhead.
Yeah, Jared was a dickhead. Yeah.
All three of you guys were in the same year,
2024? Last year.
Last year.
And who would have thought that I would fly all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee to fucking Toronto to a reptile expo to hang out with these two fucks?
Yeah.
That's the friendship that this shit created.
Got on a plane, I fucking drove it.
That's a further way to go.
A lot cheaper than $2,000.
That is the guy thing. You never really hear women kind of, not to sound sexist, will clown on each other like that, right? Guys always do, and it's like, that's my best friend. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That guy, he sucks. I hate him. No, you can't say that shit. I'll beat your fucking ass.
Hey, guys can call each other fat. You're fat, man.
Yeah. We're fat. Yep.
Paul went and wrestled Kevin at was it Tinley?
Tinley. That was a couple of years ago. It was awful.
Just to get a rise out of the crowd and they're friends.
I couldn't lift my.
Anton was repping that.
Yeah,
I was there. You guys probably didn't even know me.
We wrestled, me and Kevin. Yeah, remember I was talking. I couldn't lift my arms, and then I slapped him in the face. That way, yeah.
You know what?
Talk about your belt, Darren.
I filmed that. I'm gonna show that off. I'm gonna use that now.
What is it? Talk about your belt.
This belt?
Yeah, that belt.
This belt. So I coached for years for my kids for 15 years, and this is one of those things where they wanted to hand it just for coaching, just because it's part of the whole wrestling community, just for coaching them so long. And it was just all love from them. When it's different when you're coaching kids, they look up to you, versus anybody else. You notice these kids are like, everything you say, they take it to heart. That's what put me in the position that I wanted to be in with coaching, because you see that it's like that love that you get from the kids, like, okay, coach, what do I do next? You see it. When they really want it, they want it. And it takes a lot of drive, really endurance to get there. Once they feed into that and they know that, and they're this is what they want to do, I think a lot of those kids, when they even make it into the workforce, you see it in them.
I coached basketball for a few years before, just the bullshit that happens when you coach in little league and in rec leagues. The parents get stupid. But the kids that I coached when they were in 5th and 6th grade are sophomores and juniors in high school now, and they still call me coach, and they still come up to me and say, thank you for teaching me this. This helped me a lot. when you can affect a kid's life, just a little bit of positivity, man, that makes it all worth it. All that little extra time, and just so gratifying.
They never forget it. I mean, I still remember my high school coach. You know, it's like it's
That's
always
true,
embedded in you.
Yeah,
It's always embedded in you.
Yeah,
that's true.
The reason I did the first video, I was talking to Darren and I put the wrestling boots and everything else. I almost came on actually with my old high school wrestling singlet just to make Darren laugh, but I'm like,
You should have done that.
Oh, buddy.
Classic.
I was wrestling 61 kilos back then.
Yeah.
I'm
What is it?
61 kilos. That's that's like 135.
135. Yep.
And I'm like 210, 215.
Okay. Yeah.
So
see,
it might be a little tight.
I'm 160 right now. Like,
all right, so
160.
160
So
at 5'5".
5'5".
Right.
I wish I was. Hey, I would take 5'5". Like I would take. If I was 5'5", I would be happy.
I was trying to pump you up a little bit.
Step on the stepping stool. That's why they say the stool. You standing on the stool today?
Are you sitting on telephone books right now?
Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm really actually standing up. 100%. I'm standing up.
All right.
So I want to do something a little different today, and I want to stir the pot.
Oh,
Go
boy.
ahead, start.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see what you're doing here.
Not that I am known to stir the pot or anything. So who do you think right now is your biggest competition going into this?
I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you like if I was running for president. Right now it is Reagan Renee.
Charlie.
Charlie
So-
is the biggest competition right now.
What are you gonna do to combat that competition? What are you gonna do to pull ahead?
Pull ahead. I'm gonna hit every platform I can, but then I got a couple skits in mind that I'm gonna do and put together.
Are you gonna come after him? Are you gonna throw some bows, man? Are you gonna fucking? It's too nice, man. This competition's too nice. Y'all gotta come after somebody's throat. What are y'all doing?
That part. You know what? I gotta really actually pay attention to what he has going on because I'm kind of out there a little bit. He kind of shows what he has for his kids and doing that. So I gotta really actually feel where I can hit him real good under the belt.
Yeah.
The great thing about the reels, great thing about the reels is actually if you watch them, if you're running out of reel ideas, watching somebody else's reel is great ideas created for you because you can segue right off of that reel, so it can get a lot of fun, and you can see that Charlie's already doing that. And,
Doing that, yeah.
Sloan Morphs is doing that.
Yeah.
Crystal's doing that. Brian's somewhere doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's there somewhere. You got guys climbing out of toilets. It's getting down and literally dirty, but I'm hoping you guys have a lot of fun with it. You guys got another 4 weeks of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping you guys crush it. I'm expecting full-length feature film by the end.
Step it up, Darren.
To really actually have 5,000 votes already, I'm like, that is nuts. And we just started.
Yeah. And
what is the max?
There is no max. The max is whatever you guys can dream. And if you can go to a sporting event and get everybody in the crowd 28,000 to vote, you can get 28,000 to vote.
For just overall, last year, how many people really actually voted?
What did they say? 130,000 voted last year. There was 130,000 votes.
Was that really? Yeah,
I think it was something like that. Chris would have to chime in and give the exact number, but he said it was a record-breaking year last year.
It was record-breaking, and I think this year's going to do even better.
Same thing.
But just one thing, Darren, and I hope everybody listening, the popular vote is only 25%.
It's a quarter.
Yeah.
So don't forget that the other ones are the judges judging based on, and they all have their own kind of breakdown of it. It's 75%.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm reading Limey. Limey keeps telling me about me going to AA meetings and making people vote.
Hey,
So basically, what the Canadian is saying is, the popular vote is one thing, but you really got to kiss the judge's ass.
The judges, yeah.
You got to kiss their ass.
Within reason. But
I
yeah,
didn't do that much last year.
You got to figure out how you can make them and show off your collection, show off your personality, show off your ability to play this game, and it's a lot of fun. But you got to do the work,
Right.
And you're definitely doing the press tour. I gotta say I'm impressed with that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work on its own.
I still have quite a few more podcasts to do that I'm already lined up for.
I am a little perturbed that you came on our podcast after you were just on another podcast. So way to throw us under the bus and take all the content we had to talk about and throw it right out the fucking window. Let's say the same thing 63 times instead of 64. It's fine.
So I was originally already scheduled to go on there. And then, you guys came and I was like, this is still the contest, so I have to do this one. So I was already way ahead, already going to do that one. So I couldn't just bail on them. So I was like, okay, let's kind of change the time. Let's do that. They pushed the time up because you guys are at the same time as them.
That was awesome, and we appreciate that.
Awesome, thanks, guys, for doing that too. Yeah.
And a shout out to Keys and Wiz and all them for saying, yeah, no problem, and not, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? They can be like, yeah, fuck you. That's awesome.
Right?
That's really cool that happened.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, and we didn't even know about the other show until I think Friday, and then we saw the timer. We're like, okay, this might work.
Well, this is not going to work.
No, I was going to make it work. It was I reached out to him. Hey, let's push that one up a little bit. So.
We appreciate it, man, for
sure. So I think you said 130,000 votes
is 14,000.
14,000.
14,000.
Way off, buddy.
No, he just said 14.
No,
so 14,000. 40,000.
Maybe I added a zero. Okay, the fish is this fucking big. Okay, shut the fuck up.
It's a guppy.
Yeah.
No, but
I fought that bass for 15 minutes.
But I think last year I think last year we only had 4 weeks of voting, versus I think this year you guys have almost 6.
6 weeks.
So, but you know what? It's all about how you do it, and it's a lot of fun. Like I'm enjoying this maybe more than my wife is right now, and I might end up getting a divorce before the end of it. Just because I'm like,
she's doing it.
Yeah, but I love my wife, and my wife is really good at what she does. But I'm like, hey, get your reel out. She's, I'm working on it. I'm like, no, you need it out now. And yeah, she's yeah.
Oh, you putting the pressure on.
Oh yeah, I'm like the coach in the background, and over under. Yeah, I'm gonna get my ass beaten.
Darren,
we're gonna win this year.
What are you enjoying most about the competition so far? Like, what have you taken from it, and what are you enjoying about doing it?
Every year, I've always paid attention to the reels, even from the first one when Small Town Exotics on it. It's paying attention to those reels. I like them. I like that part of it. I do. Because a lot of people have been really, really creative on some of the stuff to do. So it's like, okay, this is where it's going to push me to be a little bit more creative and do a little bit more than what I was doing before. It's taking me out of my comfort zone to try to come up with some ideas.
It definitely took Gerald out of his comfort zone last year. And you watched him grow as it went on. He went from being nervous and kind of choppy, and then by the end of it, he was in it to win it, man. He was in character, and it was awesome. He cracked me up last year.
That also makes you aware of marketing, like marketing yourself and marketing your business. So there, it's not just that whole popularity thing. That what makes you realize that you can market yourself and market your business, which is pretty cool. But how this whole competition just is combined together, with everything.
What up, Charlie?
This is the Fat Man's Way of a training tool. It gets you trying to think quick on your feet. It gets you talking out on these live situations. It gets you out doing your own marketing and makes you comfortable in your own skin. It's awesome. And, I know there's a lot of people that don't like the Fat Man, don't maybe like the contest, don't get the concept. It's a lot of fun. And all it does is make you have a great time and pushes your brand and a whole bunch of brands out there. And anybody who has the opportunity, I strongly suggest they do like Darren and jump on in, jump in both feet and just, give it your all.
Hey, the Fat Man's a smart ass. He's a smart paraplegic. I'm telling you.
Hey, you know what? We're probably the same height. I said that last time, but I'm like, we're probably the same height.
When he's in the chair.
And I'm standing up. It's all right. I was like, hey, you know what? He can stand up and I can help him because I could be that extra leg.
That's pretty good.
Not that I want to give you real ideas, but you should use your coaching as a real idea. I think you could do a build off of that, and yeah, you could definitely run a reel on that.
Dummies around. Put a face to the dummy.
That's it. Sometimes you need to coach us. What's your next show that you're on? Do you know?
Be Irresistibles.
Irresistibles. Nikki.
Yep. Nikki.
Right? Am I right on that?
Yes, you're correct.
I'm the absolute worst with names.
It's Nikki.
Sorry. I thought you were going to say something.
You're going to show us your rack? Oh boy.
We
got Shauna asking about your rack.
No, it's. I think Irresistibles. Are you going on the episode? Show
me your rack. I was like,
yeah.
Hold up, wait.
I'm like, show us your rack. No.
I didn't know where this.
Like, I mean,
here we go. Here we go.
Like, Shauna, I thought you were sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's going.
So I was watching the other show before we came on here, and they were commenting on your teeth. And
yes.
We had to throw that into ours because I'm like, you do have some really white teeth. Like if anybody didn't think differently, they'd swear to God you had dentures.
Yeah, no, these are my real teeth. These aren't even veneers. These are my real teeth. My ex-wife was a RDA, registered dental assistant.
Okay.
So like when that whole thing of whitening teeth came in, I was the dummy. So I was getting tested and everything, getting the molds and everything made, and that was it. And ever since then, been stuck with it.
I was saying they look like they got porcelain veneers.
You gotta have something, man. You're not tall, so at least you got good teeth.
So I was like, man, I didn't get the height at all, So what's next?
He's like, I'm not Duncan, but I can be in a dental floss commercial. Fuck
yeah.
How far did you take your wrestling?
So when I stopped my sophomore year, that's when that passion got taken away. So a little backstory is the reason why I ended up stopping my sophomore year is because my family started really struggling. When they started really struggling, we were living hotel to hotels for weeks on end, and it was going through the whole Bay Area, Sunnyvale, Hayward, and it was a long struggle. So not being in school, it was like I had to go back and get my GED because we were on the streets. So that passion was still in me. So when I stepped in and had my own kids, it was like, I asked them if they wanted to do it and step in and wanted to do it. They're like, oh yeah, we'll do it for fun. I'm like, do you really want to do it? Because I was one of those dads that's like, we're going to really do this, So, and when we really do this, we're traveling. We're traveling everywhere, hitting up all the big tournaments. I don't care if you lose. We are here, So it was just pushing them forward and doing that. That's where I ended up. I ended up stopping my sophomore year.
So do you put that same love and drive into this hobby?
Oh yeah, I see it all the way. It's the same thing, that determination. It took me a long time to make a dreamsicle just because I wanted to make it. You're like, I have to make this. I don't want to buy it. I want to make it. By the time it even dropped down to $500. So it's like
shit.
whatever. But
But you're like, I made it.
Yes, made it.
So what got you into this? What got you into this hobby?
So when I was younger, my neighbor had a ball python, right? And like I seen it and I was like, oh, I wanted to touch it. And he was wearing it around his neck. He was like, I was like, does it bite? And he said no. So I held it, and ever since then I was like, I want one. And I had those parents that said, no reptiles. You want a dog, you can have a dog, but you're not having no reptiles. So once I turned,
That's kind of the same thing I told my first girlfriend. You just got to put it in your hand. You got to touch it.
Yeah.
real
mom
nice.
still to this day, like she told me, yeah, you can have reptiles when you move out. And I was like, oh, that's whatever. So she still won't come to my house.
No
So
shit.
who won?
I got an uncle that's the same way. He's scared to death of snakes. He will not step foot in my house because I have snakes.
Yep. Hey, my brother, he's afraid of rodents. So this dude, he's bigger. He's 5'8", right? But he's like 260. He sees a little mouse. I swear he won't even unlock the door. He's running through the door. Out, gone. And he runs so far. It's like, this little thing took off the other way when you went this way. I don't care. I'm like, dude, you were so big. Like, it's like an elephant to a mouse. Like, come on, man. No, he was not with it. Not with it at all.
Oh.
So who's your favorite person that you've met through this industry so far? Like the one person that has really influenced you and that has kind of guided you through this, or been your motivation?
Kind of with the motivation, Rich McCall. I don't know if you guys know him.
Yeah.
You know, I talk to him every once in a while, but like I bought quite a few snakes from him, but seeing him was like, oh, yeah, that was it. I was like, I'm showing up. Then Jason Amos was over here too.
Amos is a good dude. I've talked to him before on a couple chats and stuff. He seems all right.
Jason Amos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Cool. He's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's one of the first ones that let me come into his place and check out all his ball pythons. It was crazy.
So what did you do? You just went all in? When you got into the hobby, did you just buy a few and you're like, I'm only going to do a couple, or you just dove?
I was one of those people, just like everybody else. Yeah. If it looked good, I liked it, I was picking it up. Before you know it, I had 30 snakes and a Freedom Breeder rack. So it was, and then it's like, okay, that was wrong. Now, what am I going to keep? What am I going to let go? You know, it's you really actually start finding your foot and seeing what projects you really want to be in and go that direction. But yeah, I was just a impulse buyer. It was like a drug, and if I saw it and it was a cool price, I was getting it.
This shit's more addictive than crack. It really is. This is more addictive than crack. Everybody that buys one snake is going to have 20 before it's over.
Okay, yeah. but even more so, getting that one animal shipped to you, there's nothing more exciting.
Yeah.
Like you get that notification, it's on its way. You get that notification when it's coming to your house, and then you're like a kid in a candy store opening it like it's stupid.
Oh yeah,
it's stupid, and you buy it, and then you're like, well, now it's here, it's in my rack. Let me buy another one.
And the only thing that's good with this hobby, without doing crack, you still keep your teeth. But
true, very true.
Keep your teeth.
This is true.
My biggest issue is that FedEx is literally the next street over from my office. So the hub is right there. So as soon as I get that ding at 8 o'clock, 8:30 sometimes, I'm like, I'm leaving. I'll leave the office, not say anything, and come right back. Where'd you go? Nowhere. Got a box in my hand.
In the bathroom.
Yeah. 10 minutes break. It was about 10 minutes.
That's funny.
About 10 minutes. That was it.
Yeah, the hub is not far. It's not even 2 minutes away from my house. And when I was getting snakes, and I'd walk past my wife, and she'd be like, again. Oh yeah.
I needed this one.
Yeah,
what about the other one?
exactly.
I needed this one too.
Yeah.
So, do you have a significant other?
What'd you say?
Say it again.
Do you have a significant other?
Oh, me?
Why?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
I don't.
No.
I was married for 20 years and got divorced. That's
No,
where.
Did this
when you're in the
happen
middle-
after you got divorced or before?
Oh, before. I was already had snakes before then. So
Now, when you were married, did she was she in it with you? Like, or it was just a no? Like, why are you doing this?
Yes, she didn't like the fact that they eat mice, live animals. It's like, she was not with it. It was almost a breaking point where it was like, I think I'm gonna throw in the towel and give this up. But then the dreamsicle came, and when I hit the dreamsicle, I hit twins. So the first one you seen was a regular pie, but then I seen something kind of move in the egg, and I was like, that's a lavender. I kind of moved it a little bit, and the head popped out. My kids, they freaked out. What happened? What happened? I was so loud, like, what happened? What happened? They come running out of the room, like, I hit the dreamsicle. They're like, what? That's it? Yeah,
Limey, stop,
it.
Limey's asking for pictures of your ex-wife, man. Limey's fuck, man.
Him and Chris are two peas in a fucking pod, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
At least
it's all good. It's all good.
At least Limey's asking for pictures of your ex. Fucking Chris asked for pictures of my old lady. I'm like, come on, Chris.
Oh yeah, I'm still with her. You can't use her now.
Well, Chris just sends me for pizza, so.
Fuck.
Like, hey, that's a compliment. If some other man wants what I have, it's okay. You look at what I have. That's it. Because you can't touch. Admire. That's it.
What are you hoping to get out of the 15 minutes of lame? Like, is there a plan you have aside from? I see that you're using it as a platform to get more comfortable with yourself in this type of atmosphere. But what else are you trying to get out of 15 minutes of lame?
It has good exposure. A lot of people don't know this. This really has a lot of good exposure. I had a guy hit me up from Germany, which this would be the first time I ever had anybody hit me up from Germany, asked me if I shipped to Germany. I was like, I don't, but soon enough. But it gives you a lot of exposure. So yes, I'm gonna take that with that too.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's cool. I like that.
Is there anything that you will not, or like, would you do a collab with somebody? Are you going to do some collabs? Do you have anything in the making? Do you have anybody that you would like to do a collab with? Maybe you can call them out in the chat.
I haven't thought about that yet. But it is something. It is something to do. I haven't thought about it yet though.
Do you have a message you want to give to all the haters out there that say you're not going to win this competition? Like, what is your message to your fellow competitors?
Hey, all you were saying is a reflection on yourself. So if you hate on me and say I'm not going to win, that's just talking about yourself, because I'm motivated. I'm motivated to push this even further.
That was weak. You're gonna have to work on that a little bit. I expected so much more. I wanted to see some fire and some passion. Shauna, can we rewind this a little bit? Take two. I'm gonna try this again.
Try it again.
Chris, that was a good question. I want to know, is it the most exciting thing he's hatched this year, and what's the most exciting project he's aiming on for next season?
So the most exciting that I have for this year, well, last season that I hit was the ODYB Weirdo Puzzle Mojave female. Yeah. That was my favorite one. And then this season, I really want to push the extremist gene. So I have an extremist it's a super extremist GHI OD to a Grim Reaper. I think that gene's kind of underrated. Not too many people are really using it.
Did you pick that snake up from Ken? Where'd you get the extremist from?
Yes, I did. I did before the Justin push.
Yeah, lucky. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it.
Because after the Justin push, it went up quite a bit, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, they tried to rename it. Well, not say rename it, but they tried to promote it with a different name at one point, right?
Yeah, project name. Yep.
And then Ken said that he still wants extremists and all that stuff, and then it shot up pretty significantly.
Was that somebody that was on a Sean Bradley podcast?
What?
The dude that has the extremist gene.
What was he on the Sean Bradley podcast?
And
I don't know.
That was pretty. Yeah.
You're not picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. No.
Oh wait, the guy that said the certain word. Yeah. You know what? It was crazy. Is I didn't watch that episode, but I sure did get to see that part. Everybody sent it to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, you could have come up with a better name for a snake than the extremist gene. Like, we're in the middle of some shit in the U.S. and that's the name you're gonna come. Come on, people, do better.
Well, I think you're talking about a wrong guy here, bud. You're talking about Carl that was on Bradley's, and
I was trying to make a funny, Paul.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. Your fucking face is stupid. And your fat ass goddamn chubby chipmunk cheeks.
Little jokes are the best. You got a bunch of people saying they would do collabs, and then you got Custom 420. Darren, don't you got a collaboration with Odama Reptiles?
Yeah, but he's thinking of different collabs. So like,
you
mean like
he's talking about breeding?
Like doing for he's talking about breeding.
Yeah.
Okay. Breeding projects together.
Yeah, I got a breeding project. He's not that far. He's like literally 10 minutes away from my house.
That's great. It's anything that'll create making your collection step up too. It's always cool.
Push it forward. You know, the biggest person I see him do that, Miguel still says he does it, but Miguel always evolving. You watch people hate on him for doing that. Well, I don't know why, but whatever. Whatever helps you move forward.
He talked about it in one of his videos. He's opening up unboxing and he's talking about Justin sending him some snakes here and there. But yeah, I think always getting a step ahead. And if it works to help you and the other person, why not?
It's hard. And Leviathan did a really great video based on that. But it's hard because there's a lot of trust that becomes involved in it, and a lot of your relationship and how it works out, and there's a lot involved in it. It's not as easy as just like going to some random guy and say, oh, you happen to have a good snake, let me pull one out of my rack, I'll throw it to you, give back to me in 6 months and we'll split the clutch.
You do that with people that you trust and people that you're involved with, I mean, other than that, you're not picking some schmo off the fucking street and being like, hey, I get that, but you also can say like, are you going to get 6 or 8 eggs and split 4 and 4 and stuff like that? There's a lot of stuff that has to be involved in it.
There's a contract.
So
whether it be verbal or written, some people suggest written, but there's got to be some sort of contract that what you're getting, what you're not getting, who gets first pick.
I've done. Man, and it's like, okay, go ahead and keep the whole clutch because, what the odds that you hit, it was like, well, I don't know if I want to keep anything from that. Go ahead and keep the whole clutch. That's it.
Well, I get that too. I mean, and sometimes odds are like that, I guess, right? Yeah, if it's not going to help you out or whatnot, I get it.
Yeah, then
especially right now,
then it's just a breeder loan.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it ended up being just a breeder loan.
I believe that's called stud fees, and there's still usually a fee.
Yeah, that's only in dogs.
you could do it 13 years. Man, you give me 10% of what you make off the fucking.
Yes, you could do that too. Yeah,
we have horses, so I get like Crystal has rights to a straw right now, and we'll never use it, but she has rights to a straw.
Right. So when I was breeding dogs, I used to always have to ship through Delta, right? Delta Cargo. And I went in there and there's this lady with big tubes of horse semen, right? And I'm like, how much you get for that? $3,500 a vial. I was like, wow, you do that all yourself? Because that involves you getting in there and getting pretty dirty. Yes.
That is not at all how that works, guys. So I used to work at a horse farm up in Lexington, Kentucky. So my family bred thoroughbreds. My aunt did back when I was growing up. And dude, if you had some good lineage from like a racing horse, a good thoroughbred, you could make a killing just off the stud feed, just off the semen, artificial insemination.
any horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, or Belmont, instantly you're making a killing.
Oh yeah, if they hit the Triple Crown, if that's an ancestor from a Triple Crown winner, you're talking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
The stud that she was talking about had produced more stud champions, and I was like, I guess I'd love to be in that, but I don't know where I'll put a bunch of horses. Like,
But the problem is,
you think snake people are crazy? Deal with millionaire ass horse people.
Right.
With millions of dollars. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Different type of attitude.
Different type of attitude.
They'd be crazy.
We're dealing with dollars.
I'm married to a horse girl, so I must be crazy too.
And now they're cloning. That's what your wife is saying. They cloned Olympic jumpers.
Yeah. So the problem is
crazy in itself too.
But the problem is the animals look the same, but they don't have necessarily the same mentality, the same, like, you can find a dog that looks exactly like your dog and say, oh, it's a dead ringer. Yeah, but the personality is not the same.
Right.
They say, because they're doing that with dogs now too.
Yeah, my friend did it. I think it was $15,000 to $20,000. Yeah.
You must love that dog.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what kind of dog it was? A mini pinscher.
Oh, a useless dog.
One cheaper.
You love this dog? Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah.
About these people that spend $40,000 on a ball python. I'm like, y'all are fucking nuts.
Yeah, but are they just homing or are they breeding it?
Even if they are breeding it, like there's no way I'm not spending $40,000 on a snake that could come back and die a week later. No.
True. No, that's true. You take that risk.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
The risk and reward.
I know somebody like that did the shipping across seas, right? And the person got it and end up not making it. And that was at the time like a $20,000 snake. And you think it's something like that though, is that it has to be like 6 months, that eating good and it's that before, if you're gonna ship something like that, like I'd be like, yeah, man. It's going to be 300 to 400 grams before you have it.
At least. Super healthy.
But the problem is, like, there are no guarantees in life. You can have something that's wonderfully healthy and everything else, and somebody pays 30 grand for it, and 6 months just before breeding time, whatever, something goes wrong. We all buy expensive animals, and they might be, because they're not proven, they might never breed or just.
Well, I lost my whatchamacallit. I mean, to me, $5,000 was a lot of fucking money, and I'm like, fuck,
no, it is.
And I lost the stranger, right? I thank God I got a clutch out of him.
Darren, that leads me to a great question for you. Have you ever taken a risk in this hobby that didn't pan out?
Yes. I spent $7,500 on a stranger.
All right, talk to us about it. Elaborate a little bit. Go in depth.
Hey, when it's time to breed them, I got 2 clutches out of them, and they'd already plummeted to what? They were down to like $500 for a stranger head clown. So that was hard pill to swallow,
Yeah.
But you got to take it on the chin, and that's where it's like, do I ever really want to invest that type of money on an incomplete dominant gene that?
But you also got
that fast?
Right. But you also got to think now. But there's multiple combinations now that it increases your money value of the snake now too. So like that just now you have a stranger head clown. Yeah, I get it. But now you're just gonna have to produce stranger ODYB. Yeah.
You're still gonna stack on the genes, but when you spend that much, I was like, maybe by the time these breeds we're like at 5, even if it drops down to 3, I'm good.
Yeah.
No.
I think the same thing can be said for recessive traits, though. You go back 2 years or a year and a half ago, look at how much Desert Ghost was. DG was through the friggin' roof, but it had sat there for 5 to 10 years before it ever took off, and now DG's coming back down. It's nowhere near what it was.
Oh yeah, hold on. You can go on Morph Market and go. I think Fireball's Morph Market right now, and he has a list of DG clowns. $1,200 pastel entry DG clown $1,200. DG clown $1,200, $1,500, $1,200.
Yeah, you were talking 15, or probably I wouldn't say 15, but $7,000 to $8,000 last year.
Yeah,
you're a 16th of the fucking price now.
Well, but even because I went to Miguel's, right, and checked out his facility. When he said he bought that female that he picked up, he only spent $3,500 on her. So think about when that was it? I think he said 2017 or 2017 or 16, and then it just shot up, skyrocket, from there. I'm like, dang, you got in right at the right time, But even 3,500,
there's a lot of luck associated with this, man. A lot of luck, and you got to be there when the boomer busts the right time.
Yeah, either you gotta take it on the chin, knowing that most likely this is all like electronics. You buy electronic, and the next day there's something better out. No matter what, that's how it's gonna work. And you just got
6
months. Yeah, right.
DG Hypo for the longest time was sitting in people's racks, and nobody. It was considered garbage.
Hold on.
Then all of a sudden it took a comeback. Everybody started loving it again, and now it was sought after. Prices skyrocketed. So you might have something in your clutch right now, or in your rack sitting there that's nothing right now, but 3 years from now, if Justin says this is the shit, and I'm sorry I'm picking on Justin because he's an awesome dude, but if Justin all of a sudden says this is the fucking gene, you should own it. If you don't have it in a rack, then all of a sudden it goes back up.
Limey had racks, had paint, and at the time nobody even went. He was trying to give him away. Right?
He said he told me. I texted him on that because he was showing me pictures of some stuff that he created, and he has that Mogwai gene. But then he said, I have a love-hate relationship with paint.
Yeah.
And I was like, when he elaborated and tell everything, you're like, oh yeah, he had that. He wanted to give away, but now all of a sudden it's just popular. But because he was in it first and held on to it, he's winning right now.
Yeah.
Which just goes to prove the point. Stick with what you like and do it because you like it.
Right.
I'm not saying that you don't want to go, a little bit towards, where you see things going, but if you're trying to catch up to where people are, you're already behind.
Lively shit gene. Yeah.
What up, Keys?
You're done.
Blue-eyed Lucy's will always be loved by pet people. Because that's what somebody asked. They said, Blue-eyed Lucy's, how do you guys feel about them? It's a pet gene, but people will always love them because they are pretty.
It catches everybody's eye. All white snake. Yeah.
That's the same thing with bananas. Bananas aren't going anywhere.
Nope.
You can add things to it. You can have just a simple banana, but you know what? Those are staples to the ball python industry. And those are things that are never going to go away because it catches somebody's eye. It's not like having the normal Joe Blow off the street is going to come in and look at your quad head fucking normal, and they're going to look at a normal that's a normal for $50 versus $600, and they're going to be like, well, I'm not paying $600 for that, whatever the fuck that is, when I can pay $50 and it looks exactly the same. Yeah. The pet market is there for a reason, and they're there because they keep us in business.
Oh, Logan, what's up?
If there is no pet market, we don't have a job.
There's none of us. Because
speaking of which, if anybody's got a quad hat for $500, I'm pretty sure anybody on this list will buy it.
My smart ass. You know what I meant? You know what I meant, dickhead?
Oh, fuck.
It is. I mean, I can show somebody new a bongo, right? And they look at it, it looks like a normal. But you show them a banana, they're like, wow, what is that? You're like, but that's a bongo, and they'll look at it like it's a normal. It looks normal. They won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
And that's where you shoving the incomplete dominance, the dominant genes in there, along with the recessives to make it a pretty animal that has genes and do it that way. I know that's one of your thing, Darren, that you said you were trying to do. We're working on the same thing because ultimately when you're buying a snake, if it looks like a normal, it's really hard pill to swallow to spend, $2, $3, $4 on an animal that looks like a normal. Like, yeah, it's stacked. It's got all these genes, but you don't see none of it. And it becomes really, really hard for people to swallow.
Right. And then you can still, even when you breed it, you can still miss for years. The genes just don't line up and you miss.
Yep.
And you know how discouraging that is to buy something that you know is head. It's 100% heads. You saw the fucking clutch it came out of and then pair it to a visual and never hit one.
Regan Renee, Charlie's, I don't know if he's pimping himself out here, but he's got a quad head for $500.
Yeah.
He's not getting my vote now.
That's it. You're out.
I like you, Darren.
You said it changed.
No, this competition's a lot of fun, and as long as everybody's doing it for all the right reasons, having a lot of fun, poking, and I do suggest throwing a few stones, breaking a few windows, and picking on your fellow competitors. It is all in good fun. I don't think anybody's got a bad bone in their body, and you can pick on everyone, and the collabs are definitely a way to go. Do one with each other, and you guys will have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just don't take light the friendships that you make with this, because you will make lifelong friends in this competition. People that you will call people and bitch about other contestants that you say are cheating, like Paul. He definitely cheated. Me and Gerald talked about him almost every night and how we're just wondering how he's doing.
Yeah,
or people losing the belt.
Darren, in my mind, it was work smarter, not harder. That's what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so in all fairness, like
enough.
I had basically nothing as far as votes. Like I was, I don't know, 7th or 8th in votes, and that's Paul saying that he's got the sweep.
Fuck you, Paul. It was rigged. It was fucking rigged.
It's all my fault.
But my point being that, like, we were, there was a really close contention at the end, and the votes for the popular vote is just that. It's 25%. So make sure that everybody's not just focusing on that. It's fun. That does give you a guaranteed 25%. That gives you one vote of the 4. But there's a lot more to it than just that.
I mean, you can go and look at, like, with Leviathan, and Leviathan does a breakdown of what they look for, and then Shane does the same thing. So, like, what people are looking for, and that's it. They want to see your collection. They want to see if you're in some good projects, that you're taking chances, and that want to see your marketing skills. They want to see some reels too as well, because they don't want to see that you don't do any reels, but then you're getting people behind you, which is not necessarily anything, but you're doing something, and that's part of the whole thing. And once that happens, let's the game begin, of course, and you got to throw some stones.
Yeah, they don't want to see Stone Age votes.
Will's hella heat, 15 mil. Got people so mad that they quit the hobby when they didn't win.
It's true.
Really? Wow. I mean, hey, no matter what, if I win or lose, I am gonna still breed these things. I like it too much.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do it. Okay.
So
I lost, so I quit. Like, that's crazy.
Oh.
What were you doing before you did this? Like, you were just waiting for the 15 minutes of lame and say, "Hey, all right, I'm here now."
If you don't do the reels and show the effort in that area, I think it drops points with the judges, though. That's Shauna. It is like everybody wants to see that work. It's the hustle. It goes back to your whole wrestling and coaching. It's put in the work, show the hustle, show you want it, have a lot of fun between now and Christmas. Wake up on Christmas morning, have a cup of coffee, and watch the results. And it's a lot of goddamn fun. I'll be happy when this year's over, because then we're completely out. There's unless my daughter decides to go in 10 years, I'm out. And then I will gladly watch all the reels and collab if anybody wants.
Courtney,
Look, you know that we're having a quarter quill.
Oh.
Yeah, it's happening.
Tell me the year.
The losers from the previous years are coming together, and we're gonna duke it out for round 2.
duking it
out. Second best. It's got to happen because there's so much talent. There's so much potential out here, and Paul cheated us out of it, and we need a second chance.
So it's gonna be we're gonna call that in wrestling true second. So everybody's gonna duke it out for the true second.
Yeah. I'm down with it. If I get the belt, that I'll use Redline Shipping, little promo there to make sure I ship. It's fine.
Is this the bracket match? So you lose, you go back to the other side, and you go for the second. Like I don't know if you guys have ever done wrestling or any sort of fighting, but like it's brackets. You keep going one way, and then if you lose, you end up going this way, and you're fighting for that true second. And if you end up winning that one, if you never challenge the guy on the far side, you'll go over there and challenge for gold.
Yeah,
no mercy.
No prisoners. A man can't breathe, he can't fight. Remember that.
Darren, man, we really appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us, and hanging out. And we look forward to seeing the stuff that you produce for sure.
You better produce.
You gonna do this with everybody? Everybody in the 15 minutes?
We've done a bunch throughout the year.
Yeah.
We are going to Crystal's the last one that we have booked. And then we're going to see what we're going to do with the last 2 shows of the year, whether we're just going to come in and bash all you guys for all your bad reels or
Hey, wait, what Will Heller, he was supposed to come up with a podcast and he was going to talk about everybody else's podcast.
Yeah, he should do better.
He sucks. He should suck less, do better, but he failed. He failed miserably.
He shits the bed. Right? Yeah. I think it was a good concept though.
So now we're going to do it on the reels. And say, hey, if you post them up, be like, okay.
But the problem is when you start casting shade and give everybody shit on their podcast, you don't end up being very well liked.
True. No, that is true. That is true.
Will, for the most part, is pretty well liked. So yeah. I think he went through and weighed the pros and cons and said, yeah, I'm not going to do very well if I make everybody hate me.
A constructive criticism coming from somebody that's I don't know, right? At some point or another, if you're starting the podcast and you haven't been in the podcast spotlight, people might get fucking butthurt. Who knows?
They get real butthurt real quick.
Yeah.
But Darren, good luck in the competition.
Yeah,
so far, you are one of the guys to beat for the popular vote. So everybody get out there. Vote at thefatmannation.com. Find the one you like, not necessarily Darren, but whichever one you like. Pick and choose your favorite and show them some love. We want this year to supersede the 14,000 by double. So get out there, vote. It literally takes 2 seconds.
Yep.
Take the time, do the work.
140,000, guys.
Darren, we're gonna kick you out to the back room for a minute, and then we're gonna meet you there.
Hold on, stand by, Darren. You got 15 seconds. Pimp your shit. Give us your last little bit. Your last entourage. Let's go.
So step in and vote for me for 15 minutes of lame. I got some reels and skits coming up, and they're gonna be, I would say, not PG. So if you have kids, you might not want to watch them. All right, but I'll be out there, so keep a lookout. They're in the works.
Your Instagram, it's Cali Mob.
Sloan Morphs. Yep,
there you
Cali
go.
Mob, Sloan Morphs. Then also Morph Market is Sloan Morphs. TikTok, Sloan Morphs. Facebook, Sloan Morphs. So just across the board. It's just
and if you get confused, he really does love wrestling. He is really a coach. He does on his Cali Mob Sloan Morphs posts a lot of wrestling. That is him. Don't worry about it. It's just he likes wrestling, so there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I do. I post a lot of that. I do.
All right, Darren, we appreciate it,
See
man.
you in the back room.
Send it, Shauna.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes and the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame.
You want to hate all these guys, but they're kind of hard to hate.
Darren was really hard to hate. His smile was it was energetic. I mean, it was pure white. It was gold. I mean, it was beautiful. I loved it.
You're sounding a bit gay, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, stop it.
So, hey, what's up, Pat?
But no, this competition, ours was a lot of fun, and I think there's a lot to be said and a lot going to come out of this new crew. They're doing a great job. We're 1 week in. They still got like almost 5 weeks of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what they're going to come out with over the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And we saw how quick things changed in our group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, by the end, I think Paul had people getting buried and there were shovels. And so, there can be some hatred in this.
There can be. And that's what I want to see. I want to see these people take knives out and like stab each other in the gut. Let's go.
It has to be at the end of the thing, the debate too, as well. I mean, that's a big part of.
Do we wait? Hold on, we forgot about that. When's the debate date?
Well, we got to figure that out. I'm not sure if Chris has it down pat with the date. I don't know, Sean. If you know, let us know.
We need to know that by next week, if that's possible. I don't want to get Fat Man yelling at me.
We'll figure that out.
But we need to. We need to put that on everybody's radar so they can put that into the calendar. That's an important date.
Hey, guys, there's 2 things I want to say. If you're going to ship, use Redline Shipping. And if you're going to shed test, use shedtesting.com. Go see Charlie. Those are the best 2 in the industry to help you out and meet your needs.
There you go. Right. Shameless plugs for our friends out in the reptile industry.
Yes, it is.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out and, enjoy the reels. You got another week coming. I know they're still putting out some like an hour ago. So check out all the reels. If you guys aren't already, follow all the contestants because that's the only way to truly see absolutely everything they're posting. Follow the judges and look forward to watch this on December 25th.
Yep.
I just had a great idea. For the next few weeks for the competition, the 3 of us pick our top reel of the week. We each get one. So we show 3 reels on our show, and we each pick it. You get yours. And then hey, man, let's do this.
I can't?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the matter with you?
I
have to pick your old lady's reel, okay? You can pick your favorite reel. Sometimes her reel sucks. Sometimes you tell her cooking sucks. You can do this.
I don't. Okay, first of all, if you ever want to get laid again, you do not tell your wife her cooking sucks. And I'm not going to tell my wife her reel sucks for the same damn reason.
But
you're involved in them.
Somebody else's reel is better.
You know what? For fun, we can bring up and show some of the reels. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But I am not. No.
That's just no honesty. There's no honesty here.
Love it.
You have to have brutal honesty sometimes.
Brutal honesty. I will kill for my wife.
Yeah. Crystal's reels are number 1 in his life.
Yep. Okay, I get it. Horses
Smart.
And things and
He's
2
smart.
Christmas. He has 2 Christmas trees, so it makes sense.
Anyways, Fat Man did say 18th to the 20th is going to be the dates for the debates. Yep. So everybody, pencil it into your calendars. Do not plan anything. Take the days off work. Whatever you got to do. hey, this is more important.
Yeah.
This is 15 minutes of lame. This is for the belt.
Go.
It's on.
So, anyways, thanks guys for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. We have an amazing guest next week, Crystal from the Gecko Diva. Do I set this one out or no? I'm watching this one, but next week Gecko Diva, and it's gonna be a great show. I hope to see you next week.
Have a good night, guys.
See you guys.